Okay, so here we are in iClone 7. I brought my pirate in from Character Creator 3, removed his body using the hide mesh tool because it's nicer just to work with the actual model that we need rather than having all those additional textures. And then I created an environment, a temporary environment, so that I can visualize what it is that I'm doing. So for the sand, I just took a box, scaled it out and then compressed it down. And same with the sky. And then I just colored them as they should be to make it look like sand and sky. And then this little box that you see down below here, this is his look box. This is to help me determine exactly where he should look in the case that I need him to look at a very specific place. So I can call a function within the animation to say, at this point within the video, I want his eyes to watch this. And then I can move that box around however I need to, and then I can release the look so that yeah. So anyway, this is just a little backup tool. So let's go ahead and start working on his animation. So let's go ahead and click on the character there. We're going to go up to Animations, Create Script, and then to Aculips. And then I'm just going to import my file, which is this one here. Open. And then right away you will see that it's there. Cool. And then I'm going to generate text. Bring this all the way to the front just in case. Boom. Now, what's going to happen here is it's going to try to listen to what's being said using speech recognition software and then actually put mouth visemes, like mouth shapes, to those sounds that it's hearing. It may not be perfect because he is a pirate and he's not talking super clear, so I expect there to be some errors. But what's really nice is, as you can see, it's already doing it for me. It's telling me where the errors are so I can go back through and clarify. But it's going to be tough though because he is a pirate. He doesn't say things with his mouth the normal way. So we'll have to make some little changes here and there to make it more perfect. So, as you can see, I walked unlong. Like, no, it's not unlong. I can change it right now to along. And then that will change this here. And then, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. But let's just see how it looks for now. And then we'll determine how much actually needs to be changed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. There. Now this character should be, oh, I'll bring this forward here, all the way to the front. Now his lips will move. Let's watch him. Okay, it looks good. The only issues that I'm seeing here is that his lips come out a lot further than I would want his lips to come out. So that's going to be one adjustment that I'm going to have to make. But really, the greatest thing about this is a great base, a great start to help me animate faster. Also, let's watch the tongue. Watch the tongue inside his mouth. His tongue is actually moving, and that saves a lot. And like when you move a tongue, it helps a lot with speech. Have you ever seen like an animation move and their tongue doesn't move at all? It's just kind of like flat. It's not natural. So that's really a great thing. Okay, so now that that is looking decent, I am now going to go into here. I'm going to go to this, and then I've already got this opened up. So yeah, let's go to the Visemes. So down to here to the Visemes, as you can see, let's expand this out. You can see that there are different mouth shapes, these little things here. So if I want to change one of these mouth shapes here, all I've got to do is double click on it. And then as you can see here, we've got all different mouth shapes. And think about your own mouth when you talk. What does your mouth do when you say certain words? Or if if you're breathing in, like I'll use a ah sound if I'm breathing in or taking a breath, whatever. Also, you can change the expressiveness of this. So like look at his lips over here and how his lips are kind of like in that ch sound, right? I can take it down a little bit and just adjust how much that's happening. So another thing you can do to adjust the mouth shape is to go over here to Face Key and then go to Modify. And then see how his lips are coming out like that? That's still not what I want him to do because I feel like as a pirate, he wouldn't necessarily talk like that. So I'm going to think about what is that shape that he's making and what do I want to do to lower that? So I think that's more of a pucker, like if you're puckering up to give someone a kiss. So here's pucker. I could extend the pucker out to make it way more, which is not what we want to do. So as a little cheat, I can actually select this value here, put -10, and it does the opposite. So I can go -20 if I wanted to. And he still has that ch sound, but now his lips are coming out much less. I could probably go down -30 and it still looks really good. In fact, that's pretty natural. And if I want his mouth to be a little bit wider, I could do that as well. And this will all add in right down here into his expression. And so later on, I can change this expression. So I'm going to open this up, and as you can see, it created a keyframe down here in the muscles. If I deleted it, it would just change it back. So, you can go here and then have a neutral pucker. So I'm going to go 0, which it already is, and then it goes to 30. And then here I can go 0 again if I don't want to keep him in that. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, so a little time has passed, and I worked on the Aculips to make sure that the right words were actually coming out so that it can match up these mouth shapes better. I didn't go through and finalize the mouth keying. Remember the muscle that was keeping the lips from coming out? I didn't go through and adjust those yet. So let's go ahead and watch how it looks now, and then we'll start working on the next part. Okay, so his mouth is definitely moving on time, which is great. But again, we still have the lips coming out too far. There's not a whole lot of character in his mouth. When people talk, they don't talk like robots. They don't just open their mouths and make exactly the right shape. They have little characteristics. Maybe this lip comes up too high, maybe this one doesn't, whatever. And then also we have to do the eyes and the rest of all of that. So now I'm going to go back through and do the face keying. And so let's fast forward to that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I may or may not have jumped ahead a couple of steps because I didn't realize that I wasn't recording, but that's okay. I'm going to explain the process of what you missed. My apologies. So I went ahead and did all of the mouth muscle shapes using that face keyer. And then, gave him a little bit of an expression here. So he's got that lip that comes up, and his eyes, have this little extra squint to him, and this one is open up too wide. And then I went through and recorded facial motion capture to record the head movements and the eye movements and how the eyebrows are going to be and how the cheeks react. And so rather than just skipping all of this part, I'm going to show you what it looks like to still have the mouth moving while recording the face. So when I'm recording the face, first I'm going to open up the Live Face app on my iPhone, and then I'm going to connect it using this IP address. And then when it's connected, it has a little green connect light right there. And then I come down here to my character and I click on that to make sure it's connected, and everything should work. And then what I do, because he's already synced up with the mouth with Aculips, I just make sure not to select the mouth or the chin, because I want the mouth and the chin to be controlled by the Vizims, the Aculips, everything that we had already done there. So now all I'm going to be doing is controlling the cheeks, the eyes, the eyebrows, and up here, the head rotation or head orientation. So let's go ahead and just do a preview so you can see, and I'll be moving my head in real time. Spacebar. So head tilting, eyebrows up and down, looking around. Now I'm opening and closing my mouth, nothing happens. Yeah, see, so that was really unnatural. But as you can see, now like if I was to say, okay, I want to override the mouth, so I can override the mouth, override the chin, and now if I do it this way, I should be able to move the mouth and everything. Okay, that was actually being a little overridden, but you see the process. Don't do that. So here is the end result of my character in iClone. There you go. Okay, so here we are now in Unreal Engine 4.26. The reason that I use 4.26 is because it can be migrated to Unreal Engine 5, which is really great if you want to add some more stuff or just have more realism to your environment. In this case, I don't necessarily have to go to 4 point or to Unreal Engine 5, but let me explain the scene. So here, there's our camera. We've got a couple basic lights here. This is going to be the rim light that just adds a little bit of shine to the back of his hair. And then I've got my main light source here that's going to light up this side, and then my fill light on this side. And then this light here is going to be pointed towards the coconut to really accentuate the fact that there is a coconut there because the coconut's part of the song. And then I've got another light that's pointed down right here to sort of fill in the shadow of this coconut tree. Now, yes, the coconut tree looks a little goofy, but it doesn't matter how it looks here. It matters how it's on the camera. And on the camera, it looks really, really good. So I just wanted to be able to move this coconut tree so the shadow wasn't covering the character or the coconut. This up here is actually my bird. This is a bird that I've got flying over the pirate's head, and then it poops on the pirate's head. And you'll see that once this is all done. But yeah, I mean, this is the scene. Oh, and I got this little guy in here just to have something fun. It's a little crab that I got from the Unreal Marketplace. That's just he's just super cute, and I think he adds something to the scene. It's almost like the pirate's got a little friend there, you know, doing his thing. So let's get into the camera. Here's the opening shot. I wanted to basically pull back slowly as he's singing because I wanted the shot to reveal a little bit. Oh, also, by the way, these mountains back here, I put these here just for framing. You can move them around. It's really fun to, mess with stuff like that. So, okay, anyway, so going to now frame one, you'll see some expression pop into the character's face. Also, make sure anytime you are bringing in a character in from Character Creator, if you're bringing it in from Character Creator or iClone, use the Character Creator setup. You can download that from Realusion. It's a really great plugin to have, saves you time and gives you this really great quality. So let's go ahead and play, and you can get an idea of what this is going to look like. All right. Well, you get the idea. But yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned also this plane, this sand that you see here. This is just a plane, like a very small plane with Megascans textures, so that I could have the highest quality looking sand. So yeah, and then once that's all done, so I can have the highest, most beautiful output that I can get, I go up here, go to Brain, come on, Windows, and then go to Cinematic, and then go to Movie Render Queue. Click on that, and then I'm going to render, and then select my scene, which is the pirate, of course. And then I'm going to go here to the settings, and I'm going to set this up. So I'm going to do an image sequence, but not JPEG. I'm going to do PNG. So I'm going to deselect that, go to settings, and I'm going to go down here to PNG setting sequence 8-bit. Of course, there are other sequences you can do. This is what I do. And then I'm going to now go to anti-aliasing. And then I'm going to override anti-aliasing. Check that. And then I'm just going to click these over here to 5. And this takes a little bit longer for it to process, but what you get out of it is fantastic. And then here, of course, I'm going to uh, add in right here where this is going to go, and then the size of the texture. So like if I want it to be 4K, I'll do 4096 by 2160. Had to remember that one for a second. And then I just hit accept, and then it's ready to go. And then when I'm ready to actually render this thing out, I come back down here on the bottom right side and click render local, and it will render out. And then I'll take all of those images that come out, and then I'll bring it into my Apple computer, put them all together in Final Cut, and then export them with the final song. The song that you've been hearing, I don't know if you can hear it or not, throughout this project has not been the final. This is still sort of a rough song. So yep, that's what I'm going to do now, but that's my process. That is how I created this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the entry, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So my name is Corey Williams. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Later.